What's going on, brothers? For this one, I'm going to title the video Divided We Stand, United We Fall. And this is the exact reason why, no matter how many grifters, how many tradcons, how many conservatives, how many, libtards, no matter whatever you want to call these people, right? No matter how many of these people they send towards us, right? They can never, ever, ever get to us because we don't want what they're selling. That is the most important thing, right? Because ultimately they only have one thing to sell to men like us, right? And that is pussy with a billion different strings attached to it, which they can pull, and yank on any of those strings that they want to be able to control us. But when we snip all those strings and we snip the main string, right? And go our own way, they have absolutely no control. They have nothing, right? And you can see that these people are starting to freak out a little bit because they don't have control, right? And the philosophy may be known by different names in different countries and different regions, right? But it's all the same philosophy, and that is self-preservation and using the word no, saying no to society, saying no to women, saying no to anybody that has ill ill intentions towards you as a man. And make no mistake, right? The vast majority, 99% of the people out here, right? They want nothing but to see us harmed because that's how they benefit, right? And because they don't have control and they are trying and they have tried, right? They have put in plenty of professors, right? But what was his name? You had I don't freaking know what his name was. Now you got this guy, Professor G. You had, Andrew Tate. You had all of these people, right, trying to trying to become leaders. But there's a problem. There are no leaders in MGTOW because divided we stand and united we fall is a major, major understanding that we have. Right? We don't have get-togethers. We don't have conferences. We don't vote on leaders. We don't have any of that, right? Every man is free to express his own individual ideas, and we share ideas and we share knowledge, right? We have guys that have different, because ultimately, right, each of us is located in different parts of the world. And so while we may share some basic information, right, all of our information is not going to pertain to each one of us because the culture is very different in India than it is in America, or it might be very different in Canada than it is in England or in Germany or in Switzerland or in Chile or in China, Japan, Korea. And so because it's not the same, right? And because men always tend to be individualistic, that's why these grifters and that's why society is having a very hard time trying to bite its teeth into our philosophy. One, they don't want to understand the philosophy because they don't care, right? What they want is for us to go to work, for us to produce so they can consume. That's all they ultimately want. They want us to be the cannon fodder because they don't want to be the cannon fodder. And most importantly, this is the part that nobody really talks about, right? Not even the MGTOW sphere. What society really, really is scared of is the fact that there's nobody to take care of their daughters, that they can't pass on those burdens to some sucker, right? Because now what society's being faced with is watching their daughters coming home all depressed because she can't find a man, i.e., she can't find a pet wallet. And that's not my problem. That's not any of our problems. That's a you problem. The other thing, right, is that they think that by changing laws, this is going to change anything. And it's not. I don't want you to change laws. I didn't ask you to change laws, right? You do not see MGTOW men protesting, screaming, I want to change the laws. That's not happening. I don't care about your laws, okay? Don't change laws. Don't change rules. Don't do nothing for me. That's stupid. Don't get rid of DEI. Don't get rid of any of that crap. It is pointless. No matter what you do, I'm still not putting those cuffs on me. So if you think, if you truly think, right now, it probably will work for for the fake MGTOW guys. It will, right? It will probably work for the incels and all those other, grifters, who pretend to be this, who pretend to live the philosophy, on screen but behind closed doors. Whatever. I don't give a crap what you do, man. It doesn't matter. And we see them come and go all the time, right? They're here for a couple of months, couple of years, and then they go, and then they get married, right? Whatever. I don't give a crap. That's your life, okay? But it's not. No matter what you do, no matter what laws you change, it's not going to make me go there and sign a document or live with a woman, right? And being a MGTOW monk, right? And I've been doing it for so long. I mean, I'm accustomed to it, so I don't really care. I don't care. So for me, right, and that's all I can ever speak of is me, right? I can never speak for any other people because that would be stupid. But as far as I'm concerned, that's a definite no. It's a no. If you want my opinion, don't change the laws. Do not attempt to take the 19th Amendment off. Do not take away anybody's rights because I will be 100% against you because it does not change the real fact. And the real facts are simple. Society and women hate me because I'm a man. That's it. That's not going to change. So I'm not going to do anything for you. And it's not something that happened because of feminism. It's something that is inherent in the human condition. And it may go as deep as being inherent in life itself. Because we are supposed to be the disposable gender. And I say, fuck no. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to sacrifice shit for anyone. So, divided we stand, united we will fall. And that's why we are divided. And that's why no matter how many professors you put here, no matter how many freaking, morons, sweet talkers in suits, uh, no matter how many people you put, no matter how many chameleons come here, it will never change the outcome. Okay? The other great thing is that MGTOW is finally starting to go back to being underground where it started. It's no longer being as mainstream. And that's a great thing. Because I still talk to a lot of guys out on in the real world, and we discuss the philosophy. We're not we're not all making videos, okay? You only see the videos that people see, the videos that society sees on MGTOW. That does not even scratch the surface. We have MGTOW men in every part of this planet, in every industry, in the government, in your accounting firms, in your law firms, in the military, every fucking where you think there are MGTOW men. None of us go around screaming, go MGTOW. We just are. We just live our life. For us, finally, for millennia, since the beginning of the human species, men are finally starting to live for themselves. And it has not even scratched the surface, and these people are panicking. And if these numbers are actually accurate, where you have 50% of the people, of the men, not getting married or not even dating, I mean, God, what a beautiful thing. I can't vouch for that number because I have not asked 50% of every man out here in the United States, or the Japanese numbers that they say, it's like 40%. I haven't asked 40% of the Japanese men. But if it's 20%, man, we are kicking ass out here and taking names. And you know what the best thing is? Nobody out here can identify any one of us because we're not looking for fame. We're not putting, I'm not out here putting my face on YouTube. It, who I am has nothing to do with the message. I'm a nobody. There's 8 billion people on this planet. I am just merely one. There are millions of MGTOW men out there. Some go by laying flat, some go by herbivore men, others may go by different names. It doesn't matter. They all do the exact same thing. And that is they only focus on their own life. They play their own video games. They work as much as they need to in order to enjoy their life the way they want to. They go to work, they live their life, they pay their taxes, and then when they're done, that's it. And that's the beautiful thing. Most people probably haven't noticed. I travel around the entire country, at least in the United States. I do not see a lot of young men out here. I do not. I travel to a lot of crazy places. I've been to all 50 states. You do not see them. I've been to cities. I've been to what you call rural areas. You don't see it. The number of women being out and about is vastly larger than the amount of men being out and about, which means that most men are sitting home, relaxing and enjoying their life, playing video games, working on their cars, building toy models, messing around with RC planes, RC boats, out there boating, doing whatever. But they're not where you would expect them. They're not sitting in bars. They're not going out to dates on movies. You have no control over these men. None whatsoever. And that's a great thing. Because if we try to come together, they will always come and infiltrate. But you can't infiltrate me because it would take so much effort to infiltrate because you would have to go one person by one person to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And you don't even know how many there are, right? You can only use the information that you have on how many people watch the videos. But a man does not need to watch a video to be a MGTOW. He does not need to watch MGTOW videos to understand that society is clearly against him, that nature itself is against him, right? And we can bend nature by not giving nature what it wants, okay? And that is by taking away the cannon fodder that nature wants, that women want, that society wants, right? That your own mother wants. Because our own mothers would have no problem sending us to war. Our own fathers would have no problem sending us to war. And they would all look at each other and say to each other, look at our boy. Men, right? Look at our heroes. While we lay 6 freaking feet underground in some foreign country. And they get to sit here and freaking eat steak and burgers once a year. And nothing changes. And that's why we left. And we're not coming back. And you're not going to control us ever. There's nobody you're going to put here that's going to be able to do anything. Nothing. I don't care how many, Kevin Samuels you put out here. How many Professor G's you put out here. I don't care because nobody cares. Okay? You're not going to dictate how we live our life. So remember, divided we stand, united we fall. Peace.